The young ones stood in the middle of the room. They were not frightened, but you could tell they were uncertain as to what was going to happen next. They were asking for too much, and this preoccupied and angered the elders. The elders had always had absolute power over the race. They were the ones in command. No one had ever been so determined. No one had ever had the courage to stand in front of them asking for so much freedom and powers and requesting so drastic changes. The elders thought of these young ones as rebels.
"We know what is best for our kind. How dare you defy us? Do you doubt our judgment? Do you question our commands?"
inquired one of the elders. "We are by no means trying to defy you, lords. We want to be heard, and we want our words to be taken into consideration," replied a young one.
"But you see,"
added the elder,
"this is not how it works. Things will never be how you want them to be. You are delusional. We are by no means a peaceful race. The situation demands us to be cruel and violent. We will never stop fighting with the human creatures. The fight is never ending, and you know it well."
"There are other ways, lords. I am proof of that. We can very well be civilized and peaceful. There is no need for these massacres," the youngest of the rebels said. Arthur, the strongest of the elders, rose. Everyone fell silent. He spoke.
"I suggest you insignificant ones change your minds if you want to leave this castle alive. We will never change our ways. We are what we are. Embrace it."
A few frightened young ones walked forward and kneeled before Arthur. They admitted they were wrong and kissed his hand, promising to never again doubt the authority of the elders. However, the vast majority of the rebels stood there, showing their fangs, ready to fight for what they thought was better for the race. Being so many, the young ones thought they could easily win the battle.
"I see brave vampires before me. What a shame. All that young energy could have worked well in our plains of havoc raids against humans. But since you refuse to follow us, you shall not have our mercy,"
said Arthur firmly. Arthur then summoned his brothers to his side. Arthur, Marzial, Lersatio, and Boreth very well knew what had to be done. Together they shouted, "Exodi animini!" This spell was very well known among the vampire community as a legend, but no one had ever been certain of its existence. Only the elders, who were very knowledgeable, knew such magic. Everyone felt the ground shake. There was thunder and lightning inside the castle. Was the last thing that came out of the rebellious young ones. The elders were pleased with the results. The rebellious young ones were paralyzed and shrunk. They were cursed by the elders and were condemned to remain like that forever. The elders, seeing how easy it was to get rid of annoying vampires, continued this practice. Whenever someone speaks against them, they join their forces and pronounce the words,
"Exodi animini!"
to paralyze and shrink their vampire opponents. What happens to the paralyzed, shrunk rebel vampires, you ask? Well, it is rumored that Dwarf Starkis, the vampire slayer, picks up these dull-looking vampires as souvenirs on his trips to Bengut Castle. He has no idea they are cursed vampires. He offers them to young vampire slayers in exchange for the 100 vampire lore tokens. A fair business, he says.